Hello, everybody. Welcome to my channel. This is going to be a live session. Let's see how many people that we can bring into this live session, and we can go and talk about whatever you guys want. I just made a whole bunch of videos that are going to be coming out in the next couple of days. So if you like this, give me a big thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, hit that notification bell to let you know about future videos I got coming out with. And if you want to support my Patreon page is always linked on all my videos. So, like I said, I just made probably about 4 videos just in the last couple of hours, letting you know about what's going on with the so-called minimum wage that's going to be happening, and also what's going to be happening with the government, how long it's going to take them to go and turn around and do the new bill and everything. How you doing, Amanda? I'm glad to see you in the room. So, like I said, that I made a video about the minimum wage. It's not a good video. Why I say that? Because the news that how they're going to put this minimum wage out is going to suck. It's basically going to suck. And basically why I mean that is that we always thought when they put it inside the bill, they're going to go and turn around and release the bill as 15 bucks an hour automatically. Well, unfortunately, how the government goes and turns around and is going to do this is basically going to suck. Is why it's going to suck is because they're going to go and take the minimum wage and break it down to the amount of money. All the way, it's going to take 5 years to go and turn around and get 15 bucks an hour. So that kind of sucks. So who else is in the room? Hannah, how you doing? So I made the video just this past couple of hours ago, and how they're going to release it is the first year is going to be up to 15 bucks an hour. 11 bucks an hour. Then from then they're going to jump it up to 13.50 an hour, and then from there they're going to wait. Get this, 3 years to 2 years to go and raise that up to 15 bucks an hour. So altogether, it's going to take 5 years just for us to go and turn around and get 15 bucks an hour. So that to me is not very good. You know, when they're going to go and put this inside in the bill, it's going to be automatically the 15 bucks an hour automatically. But unfortunately, it was not. They're going to stretch it out until then. Yeah, that's true, Amanda. It's crazy. I mean, people need this money now, not 5 years from now. You know, thinking that people are struggling right now, businesses are basically closing. I mean, these people need this money now, not 5 years from now. You know, and how they're breaking this down, where they're going to give you, it kind of reminds me of how Disney started off paying their people 15 bucks an hour, where 1 year they would start off at 13.50, the next following year would be 14.50, and then the last year, this past year, they just started paying their people 15 bucks an hour. I mean, that's not how you do it. I mean, these people are really and truly needing this money. You know, and people are struggling right now to turn around and put food on the table, and they worrying about stretching this out until then. Yeah, that's true, Amanda. Yeah, I mean, they're lacking money. I mean, then on top of that, now we probably won't be getting any stimulus until probably the middle or the very first of March now, because now Congress is in recess. So they get, I think, 2 weeks off, then they come back. And right now they're just passing little bills. They still in Congress, but they're not passing this bill. the Help the American People Act. So they're kicking that to the side, and they're doing all these little bills. Like they just released a bill today called Raise the Minimum Wage Act. That bill is already inside the big bill that they want to go and pass. That is the $1.3 trillion bill. That's already in that bill. So they're going to go and turn around and pass or try to pass something that's already in a bill. That doesn't make any sense to me. You know, what they should be trying to pass this bill. If they need to go and turn around, like I made that video, a couple of guys about the how they can go and pass the bill with 51 votes without worrying about the other party coming in and ruin it and adding their 2 cents into it. They can go and do that. You know, at least this will get the money out to the people, get out the money to the small businesses, get out to the people that actually do need this money. And this will get the vaccine out there quicker. This will get the people that we need to go and put the vaccine in people's arms that we really and truly need. Yeah, yeah, that's true, Amanda. Yep, that's true, Hannah, too. Our government is weird. I mean, it shouldn't be that way with them. It really and truly shouldn't. I mean, these people are really and truly are in desperate need of this money. I mean, luckily they did the employment for the $300. In this new bill, they're going to raise it up to $600 and all the way until September. So that is good for people that are on unemployment. Then on top of that, they're going to go and turn around and they extended the housing program for where if you're behind on your rent or your mortgage, you can go there and they will help you out with that. Now, I also made a video of that where if any of you or any one of you know that are people that are behind on their rent, their mortgage and stuff like that, when this page opens up, and then the only way that you're going to know that this page opens up is you need to go and turn around and go to your state's webpage, then go to your county. Like how I would say, I live in Florida, and I will have to go to what they call Osceola County's webpage and find out when that portal opens up. So when that portal opens up, then you can go and click on it, and then you can go automatically and find out where you can get the papers from, what papers you need to go and give them to go and turn around and open up that information for you to go and get that money to help you go and pay for your rent and your mortgage. So hopefully that opens up soon for them to go and do that. Then the SNAP program, that's another good thing that they're doing with the SNAP program. They're upgrading that to an extra 15%. So if you're making 200, you're going to make it maybe 225 to 250. So at least that helps too. And then also I want to ask Amanda a question. You told me before that you were in school. Now you told me that you were in school, but how are you in school? Are you in school with a private school or what do you call that? A community college? Or are you with like a big college? Because in one of my other videos, and you probably heard it too, that if you have a student loan, you can be forgiven up to $10,000 up to that loan that you have on your student loan right now. And it goes by of what school you go to, what college you go to, and what kind of college you go to. Because if it's a government loan, even if I'm not mistaken, I think he's trying to go and pass where if anyone has a student loan, will get $10,000 taken off of their bill when this does pass. Now, this will also help you. I'm in public school until high school. Private. Okay. All right. That's good. All right. So when you go into your private college, find out also what you're going to go out for one. Two, if this plan covers your tuition. Because if it does, if you could get a tuition below $10,000, then you're golden, because then you can go and turn around to any college you want, and then you don't have to go and pay for it. Then also in this plan that he has in the new bill, that if your household, that means including your mom, your dad, your sister, your whole household, if it's under $175,000 to $155,000, if I'm not mistaken, whoever wants to go to college will go to college for free. So to do that, you need to go and turn around and figure out what college you want to go to. If it's going to be private, it's going to be public, or is it going to be a big name college? Because that will go open up the doors for you easily, because at least you will have that money in there to go and put towards your tuition. So that will be good for you to go and do. And it says, okay, Hannah, I am planning on talking out pretty big loans, but I'm also in public high school. Okay. So basically, just like I said with Amanda and Hannah, if you're planning on going to any type of school, public or regular school, if you want to go and turn around and get a government loan, you can actually go and turn around and give a government loan, and you won't have to worry about paying for it if it's under $10,000. Now, if it's over $10,000, they're saying you might have to go and pay for it, but there's a lot of things that he's trying to do with the student loan things right now, that he's actually even trying to waiver where you don't even have to pay for anything. So that will also be good. Yes, I agree, that always been a crazy part of college for me. Don't remind me of my college, or because that was a long time ago, ladies. But that is amazing. Student loan debt can be absolutely insane, and yeah, that's true. Because I remember when I went to school, because I went to 3 different colleges. That I went to CIA, Culinary Institute of Cooking, up in Boston, not Boston, Buffalo, New York, and that costed my grandfather. At that time, for the full 3.5 years, at that time, it was probably around about almost $35,000 just for the 3.5 years. And I walked out of there with a culinary degree of a chef, basically an executive chef. And then, but before then, I took 2 years in NYU to finish up my degree that I took up in Portugal for computer business and computer enhancing. So that I took over when I went there. So this was like years ago. I'm going on 50 years old right now. So you can just imagine how old that was, how long ago that was, ladies. So, but for right now, like you said, Hannah, it can. I got cousins right now that they're paying almost $75,000 for a 4-year degree, and that's, man, you can actually buy a house with that. That's ridiculous, So in this plan, that what he's trying to do, he's trying to eliminate as much of the student loan as he can for you guys. So when you guys go into college, or even people, if you know people that are in college, that they can take advantage of these loans and forgiveness for them to go and not worry about paying for loans and paying for student loans. Because like how he said in one of his speeches, I would hate for college kids to go to school and figure out, okay, what do I need to do? Put food on the table or go and turn around and pay my student loan? There's no way that you can go and turn around and say, okay, I'm going to go and pay my student loan and put food on the table. No, that's not how it's going to work. They're going to go and turn around and put food on the table. $30,000, similar amount, 3 years. Okay. And then, yeah, I have a few cousins attending, family members in college, and for them, it seems scary, but I'm glad things are getting better. Yeah, things will get better when it comes to the schools and stuff like that. Like I said, that we just have to figure out what his plan is about the student loans. That is the most major thing, because right now everything is verbal. He doesn't even have this plan on paper yet. The only thing that we have on paper right now is the Raise the Minimum Wage Act. That is the only thing that's on paper right now. Only thing. All the rest that I made videos of, those are verbal things that he wants to go and do and put down on a bill. He's planning on building the bill, on doing it. But right now, it's not even on paper yet. Everything is basically verbal. It sucks. I mean, he should have had this already done. That's why at least when he gets into office, he can just drop it and go. And like I was telling you in my other videos before, if they want to pass this, they can pass this with the 51 votes and they're done. I mean, they don't have to go and worry about the other party to come in and get the other 10 votes to make it 61 votes. Because right now, just like I told you with Mitch McConnell, he's already complaining about this bill. He's already complaining about the minimum wage. He's complaining about the student loan. He's complaining about the small businesses. He wants to go and change things where he wants to go and add things to it. I mean, Mitch, as much as I don't like this man that much, because he screws up a lot of bills. Right now, he's not even talking about this bill. He's not even talking about what President Biden wants. The only thing that every time that someone brings it up, he like escapes away from that subject and he goes on to something else. I mean, if you see him on C-SPAN, he doesn't say anything about what's going on about that. And we're stuck with this guy, and I'm hoping that his little power that he thinks that he's going to have, I hope that gets taken away from him, because if that gets taken away from him, we have a better chance, I'm thinking, of us getting bills passed more faster. Yeah, Hannah. You're right about that, and then also Amanda, you're also brought about that too. I'm hoping he sticks to his words too, but you also got to realize this too, that he can only do so much. After he goes and puts this down on paper, and then he finally gives it to Congress, it is actually Congress that's the one that has to go and agree on it and pass this, for one. Two, like I said in one of my other videos, right now, they don't even need the other party. They can go and pass this bill with the 51 votes and be done with it. That's what I'm hoping that they will go and do. Because if they go and do that, it'll be a lot more easier for you to go and turn around and get your money, your stimulus check, get whatever money else that is out there for the small businesses and stuff like that. Because right now, small businesses are getting killed out there. Small businesses, restaurants. I mean, everything. Every time I turn on the news and stuff like that, or look up on my internet, there's always a business closing. Look at now. Mostly all the movie theaters in my neighborhood are all closed. You can't even go see a movie. I'm like, damn. And it's getting bad out there because people are not spending money, for one, because they don't have it. Two, if they do get it, they're actually saving it. That's one reason why the economy is not going up, because any money that people are getting, they're saving it, or they're going out and paying their bills with it and putting food on the table. But then you got these other people that, are spending their money on stupidly things, buying big screen TVs and stuff like that. Yes, that's okay, because that boosts the economy, but also think about what you need in your house to survive. There's a lot of people out there that are struggling. I mean, in where I live, there's food banks out here that are people that are in lines for hours and hours and hours just to go and get a bag of food. Just a bag of food. I mean, they're not even filling their trunk up. It's just a bag of food just to feed their families. This is bad, and Congress needs to hurry up and pass this before it, I don't want to say it can get worse. It can, but for right now, everybody's so concentrated on the vaccines to get the vaccines out there and all that. It's hard.
People pay for and saving zero waste.
Yep. Yeah. I agree with you, Hannah. Same thing with my mom. We didn't grow up rich. Like I always say, I don't have thousands of dollars in the bank. I don't have millions of dollars in property, stuff like that. Like you see all these other people that are on YouTube that are doing these type of videos and stuff like that. They have millions of dollars in their bank and $1 million in properties. I'm a blue collar worker. I work 40 hours a week, and then I come home and I do these videos for you guys because I love doing it, and I love showing you guys what I learned in my 50 years on this earth that I can share with you guys. This is the major thing that I love doing. This is my passion, and if I can give you any knowledge about anything, just hit me up. Just let me know if you want a question or you need a question on anything and nothing like that. Just hit me up. I'm be so gladly to help you. Because right now, you guys are so young that you can do this now instead of waiting for years to come. Like you want to go to college for 3 years, 4 years, that's great. Do what you need to do now to go and get that planned. So when it's time for you to go to college, at least you will have that. Like if you need to go and turn around and get the student loans that you need now, you go and do it. If you can get a scholarship, then go ahead and do that too. Like first, my cousin, she got a scholarship to go to college. My other cousin, she had to actually go and pay for her college. So she did everything. So, but for right now, you guys are young enough for where you can go and turn around and build what you want to do in life. Don't wait until you're 40, my age, to figure out what you want to go and do. Hello. So this is something that I would love for you guys to go and do. And if you guys need help on figuring out what you want to do, like Amanda, what do you want to go do in college? What is your reference? What do you want to go and do or be? And same thing with Hannah. What do you want to go and do? Because you're saying you wanted to go to school for 3 years. What do you want to go to school for? What is that? So tell me what you want to do. Because for what I did computer business and computer, it was a whole bunch of things in those 4 years. So it basically took almost 4 years and maybe 2 months around there. Major and study art and minor general history. Okay, so you want to be like a teacher for the general history part? Because right now, teachers are in very, very big demand right now. I'll tell you that right now, especially in Florida. Whew. Florida, boy, oh, they need teachers like crazy. Because that's what my cousin does. She's a medical coder. Okay, I never really had solid plans before, but average my science and fun that I really, really love chemistry. Okay, I'm not 100 sure, probably artist or something in the historic field. Okay, all right, that's good because then you can probably go and work for and one of my favorite people does that, where he goes and figures out historic events, how they happened, and the major things in life of what happened during that person. and stuff like that. They will go and turn around and find out. Like I was reading one book where this one guy, he's a historian like you want to be, where he goes and breaks down of how the Romans got to be an empire. What did they have to do to get that, to do that empire, to be that empire that they were at that time, and how an empire so strong, like the Romans were back then, how they fell apart. And he broke it all down in this book and stuff like that. It was called the fate of Romans history, and that kind of reminds me of what you want to do here. And then, okay, Mighty Antonio, what is your Monster Ink film? And Mike, director? What? The Monster Inc. You mean the animated TV movie? I liked it. The movie. The movies were good. They were funny. Abroad. Okay, now Hannah, that is a very, 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 very good thing to do, to study abroad, because I studied in University of Spain for 2 years because I grew up in Portugal. So what they teach you there and then what you get taught here is completely different. You will love the education that you will get overseas and abroad, especially if you go to like England, France, Rome, Italy, Germany. Yes, Germany, especially Germany. Those right there, the level of education that you will get over there to compare to here will be completely different. I mean, and if you want to do your whole degree over there, you can. I would definitely recommend that, or do like what I did, 2 years there and then 2 years here, and then you can get all your credits moved over to where you want to go over here too. So that would be good for you to do that abroad. I love doing that. I mean, and then on top of that, you can learn the language, especially German. Oh my God, that is one of the hardest things that you can learn. You know, that's amazing. Uh, Amanda, I would say a little bit, because Portugal is basically a winery and fishery type of country. So most of their revenue comes from winery, making wine and stuff like that, and fishing. So like in my part of the family, we made wine. My grandfather had a big, huge estate where he made wine and stuff like that. And he built that, like I said, from scratch. I mean, he built he built the winery itself, and him and his wife did it. Then my uncles did it, my cousins did it. I still got family members that still over there still do it and stuff like that. And the culture is different, and especially in learning in schools and stuff like that, because they teach you a lot about European type of events and schooling and stuff like that. They do talk about the United States, but not as much as what you would get taught over there about their type of community and their way of life over there. So it's completely different. And then on top of that, Portuguese. Now, there's a lot of different subjects of Portuguese. Like you got the Brazilian type of Portuguese that is mixed with Spanish and French. That is to us is not the original Portuguese. The original Portuguese is from Portugal itself. And the dialect is not quite the same. Like when you go and turn around and you say a certain word in Portugal, like a varuto, and you will say it in varuto in Portuguese, that basically means how are you doing? And that's a 3 word where you're only saying varuto. And then that's a 2 word. Where in Portugal, it's a completely different word. In Portugal, I think it's called valito, you know, so it's completely different of how they talk. It's just like Spanish. Spanish breaks it down to different types of ways of how you talk it, how you say it in different words and stuff like that, like Portuguese, Puerto Rican, Cuban, Mexican, Dominican Republic, all them are all this kind of same way of speaking Spanish, but in a different way, so
I go to a very large school, so I have a reference chance of actually going to Germany.
okay.
I'm actually working on my application to study my junior year of high school in Germany right now.
Oh, there you go. See, Hannah, you got your mind in the right set. I like that. I like that because that automatically would that back there. If you can do your high school over there and you can go and do it, especially your ending year that you have, because they accept. And if you can, and I recommend you try your ass off. Part of my French to learn the language. Because if you can learn the language, that will even help you out even more. So that would be great for you.
Spelling are super. I know French and difference in French versus
Yep, there you go, Amanda. There you go. I'm glad that you actually know French. I have my cousin. She knows French. She tried to teach me. I'm not. Nah, my tongue doesn't screw around like that. Don't make fun of me. So it's even hard for me to even speak Spanish. My wife knows more Spanish than I do, and she's Filipina, and that's what gets me. That's really what gets me. But what really truly is good about you, Amanda, is that you should act. That is good. You at least you already know how the French and you know how to break things down and stuff like that. So that's good. That is very, very good.
basic of German for around 3 years, but I work on it outside of school because I know it still will be difficult when these classes.
Yeah, but as much as you can learn, Hannah, the better. Regardless if you do it in a slow pace, go ahead and do it. As long as you're learning it, you pick up the words. You can do it. You can do it.
French was very hard at first, rolling my R's.
Tell me about it. Tell me about it. What is up with rolling R's? I'm like, my tongue don't work that way. No, 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 don't work that way. Uh-huh. Yeah, my tongue don't roll like that. I'm old. No, 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 no. My tongue don't roll. I mean, my wife laughs at me when I tried to speak Spanish and stuff like that. She would look at me and say, "What are you trying to say?" Let me just tell her. I just can't roll my R's. I'm bad at rolling my R's. So Amanda, I'm so happy that you can actually learn how to roll your R's because that is a big, big part of learning Spanish is learning how to roll your R's. Oh my God. That is something else. But like I said, Amanda, just keep it up. Just learn as much as you can of your French. Hannah, stick with that German as much as you can because you can't go wrong. I mean, German and Japanese, as I heard, are the two main difficult things to learn. And of course, the Chinese. And my wife, she knows English, Spanish, Chinese, and she also knows her regular Tagalog. And she knows another language in her country. So she knows 5 different languages. And for you, Hannah, just keep on with that German because if you're really and truly want to go and do that and learn it over in Germany, you should have no problem learning it and going to school over there. 2, 3, after you're done, it should be more easier for you to go into college over there. Honestly, it should be a lot more easier than it is.
For a long time. So it's fun to learn new things, especially languages and cultures. Yeah, that's true. Okay, generally look into the story of why GameStop stock shot up.
Yeah, tell me about it. Yes, it shot up to almost 200 and I think 25% for GameStop stock. That just amazes me. I mean, my stock right now is almost at $3,000 just because of what happened with GameStop. That this is amazes me. But going back to you, Amanda, yes, it is fun. I mean, for me, when I came here, it was more easier for me to go and speak English and stuff like that because I already knew it and stuff like that because they actually teach you that in school, in high school, over there. So it's not like I had to go and turn around and didn't know anything. So they already knew what I was getting into, but I wasn't too much into slang that you would go and that I had to learn when I was here. Slang was a completely different type of thing, how people talk and stuff like that. Well, I don't know about that one. It shoots up the stock in different ways because of Rabbit and also mostly how it started. The stock was started going up was because of that deal that they made with Microsoft. After they made that stuff with Microsoft and it started going up a little bit, then after that it just caught on fire and it just blew up after that. And then also I heard too, I don't know if you can tell me this also, but this was in one of the articles that I read that they're going to be closing down their stores and only doing online orders. I don't know how that's going to work, honestly, because they have a lot of stores and there's a lot of employees that they're going to be losing their jobs if they do that. Okay, I didn't know that one. That's a good one. Shot up to 5 million at $11, and they are now okay. Maybe I'll check into that one. Thank you. Okay, all right, okay, I believe that one. That one, yeah, like you said with the rabbit and the 2 million people on the subscribe all budgets. Yeah, okay. And everybody is calling their short squeeze. I don't know how this is when it's going to last, but I'm making some good money on it. I'll tell you that right now. Yeah, okay. Losing the battle, that's for sure, because it just keeps on going up. I just can't wait to see what it's going to be tomorrow. Because it's right now. It's like I said, I'm almost at $3,000 just on that one stock. Yeah, I agree with that one. But we just got to see how long this squeeze is going to be. Honestly, we really got to see how what this squeeze is going to be because I'm looking at some of the stocks on Webull